Ramana Maharshi's words are deep and direct. My comments are intended to bring his deep words into your experience. Lakshman Brahmachari then mentions the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, a classic text on yoga philosophy, which speaks of identification with the Supreme. Ramana clarifies that identification with the Supreme is essentially synonymous with the destruction of the ego. The ideas of ego obscure the direct experience of the self. Through self-inquiry and with the resultant dissolution of the ego, you realize your inherent oneness with the ultimate reality or the Supreme. The talk emphasizes the power of silence and direct experience. It declares that self-inquiry, by investigating the source of the I thought, leads to the dissolution of the ego, which was never real to begin with, resulting in the realization of the true self or the Supreme. The analogy of Sita's silence and the Vedas' negation through neti illustrate the limitation of verbal expressions and the power of silence in describing the ultimate truth. Ramana placed great emphasis on the practice and significance of silence. Silence is not merely the absence of speech, but a powerful tool for self-realization and the direct experience of truth. Ramana taught that the true nature of our being, our essential self, transcends words and concepts. Verbal communication, by its very nature, operates within the realm of duality and objectification, whereas the ultimate reality is non-dual and beyond all conceptualizations. Therefore, he emphasized the power of silence as a means to go beyond words and directly experience the truth of your own existence. For Ramana, silence was not a passive state of quietness, but an active state of being fully present in the present moment. By quieting the mind and relinquishing the constant chatter of thoughts, you can directly access the knowledge inherent in the consciousness and experience the deeper truth of your own being. Ramana encouraged his disciples and seekers to engage in self-inquiry, to direct their attention inward, asking the fundamental question, who am I? By investigating the nature of the self and diving into the source of the I thought, you can eventually reach a state of inner stillness and silence. In that silence, the limitations of the ego and the illusory nature of the individual self dissolve, revealing the eternal and unchanging self that underlies all phenomena. The silence that Ramana pointed out was not a result of suppression or withdrawal from the world, but a recognition of the deeper truth beyond the realm of words and concepts. He emphasized that true silence was not dependent on external circumstances, but was from within and could be cultivated and maintained even in the midst of daily activities. Ramana himself embodied this teaching on silence. Many seekers who came to him experienced profound stillness and a sense of peace in his presence. He radiated a silent presence that touched the hearts of those around him, inviting them to turn inward and discover their own true nature. Ramana said that his main teaching was in silence. Questions and answers were only for those who didn't get it from the silence. Ramana taught that silence is not a mere absence of speech, but a powerful practice for self-realization. Through silence, you transcend the limitation of words and concepts and directly experience the truth of your own being. Silence, when cultivated through self-inquiry and inner stillness, leads to the dissolution of the ego and the realization of your own true self beyond all dualities. So inquire, know yourself, and be always happy and at peace. These videos help bring Ramana Maharshi's teachings into your direct experience. Subscribe now